3 adults and 16% of kids in America are obese, according to the Center for Disease Control. And it's an issue I know all too well after my own doctor told me to change my lifestyle or plan to be dead within the decade. That's when I took charge of my own health in 2003, lost 100 pounds. Since then, I've run 4 marathons. I talked about it in a best-selling book called Quit Digging Your Grave with a Knife and Fork. Well, it's no wonder that one of the most watched shows here and around the world is the show The Biggest Loser. It's a reality show that we all can relate to. Joining us now, Bill Germanakos, who's winner of the Season 4 of The Biggest Loser, Allie Vincent, winner of Season 5, and the first woman to win.
That's right.
And Amy Parham, who along with her husband Philip lost over a combined 250 pounds on Season 6. So welcome all of you, and delighted to have you. We're going to be starting a segment starting this week with you guys talking about how to get healthy with Huck. But I want to talk about you guys getting healthy. Bill, you had one of those very amazing aha moments.
I did. You know, when I turned 40 and I realized that I wasn't as healthy as I thought I might be, you know, a lot of things were going wrong for me health-wise, but I had one of those horrible, you know, experiences out on the roller coaster. I was with my family. It was a beautiful day. You know, my youngest daughter told me, "Hey, listen, I want to ride the roller coasters for the first, the big ones. All my friends do it." And I said, "Well, let's do it." Yeah. So waited like an hour to get on the front car right up here, you know, in New Jersey. And of course, you know, it doesn't end with just me not fitting in, but I had so much going on in my life. You know, I had lost a close friend. Just the thought of dying was just, you know, all too real. And then I was getting ribbed by those great New Yorkers, of which I am one, you know, on the roller coaster. And it all came crashing down on me when I had to walk off the roller coaster. You know, and I really
couldn't really fit in it.
Couldn't fit. It took it was a lot of pain, and I had to tell my daughter, "Listen, Adrian, you'll have to do this on your own." So she said, "No, Dad, let's go." And when I got up and I started hearing, "Oh, we have more fat people on the roller coaster. We're waiting for," I kind of froze. And it was at that point my daughter just grabbed me by the hand and said, "Hey, Dad, don't worry about this. It's okay. You know, because I still love you. Just remember that."
People have no idea how much it hurts when people make fun of you for being overweight. And you know, I've been there. I used to make jokes about it for myself because it was easier than not dealing with it. Allie, did you find the same thing?
I think that it's interesting because it's the one thing that people give themselves permission to like kind of address. Even when you're successful and you lose weight, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you look so great," and you're like, "What, was I chopped liver before?" You know what I mean? And it's just it's constantly something that you know that people are judging you about, you know. And so I knew when my mom had an experience, and I knew that I wanted to get healthy, and she needed to get healthy, and we had contemplated different things like surgeries, different things like that, and I just knew for me it wasn't. I wanted to feel proud when everybody gave them the permission to ask me about my weight, you know. And now, like, oh, did I ever give everybody permission?
Yeah, I think when you're in front of you know, like 20 million people a week.
Right. Like, I don't ever do anything, you know, like half so yeah, but yeah.
Amy, I want to ask you about what do you do to make those steps to get your health back? You and your husband did this together.
Yes, we did, and it was the best thing we ever did, doing it together, because you know, we have our youngest son is autistic, and we knew that we need to be there for him because we don't know, you know, what his future is going to hold. And so that's one thing that I'm really glad that we were able to do this together.
How did you start? What are the first steps to really get healthy? And notice I didn't say just lose weight, because losing weight to me is not the whole deal. It's getting healthy. A lot of people might be a little overweight, but they're healthy. A lot of people are skinny, but they're not healthy. The goal is health, but obviously if you're really overweight, you're probably not very healthy.
Well, Philip and I travel around and speak to people, and we do what we call our dream principles. The D is dream about what you want your life to be. R is recognize where you are right now. E is eat to live, not the opposite, live to eat. And A is activate your body, move, you know, a few minutes every day. And then M is make a difference in the lives of others. And we feel like if you take those steps, you know, that's a whole process that will really change your life and help you to be well and fit.
Allie, what do you tell somebody who says, "Gosh, I'm overweight. Where do I start? What's the very first thing I got to do in terms of lifestyle change?"
I think the very first thing that you have to do in terms of lifestyle change is recognize and admit where you are. You have to know where point A is before you can ever get to point B, and to really tell the truth of how you got there, and to be able to forgive yourself. My journey on The Biggest Loser was falling in love with me, to know that I was okay, to forgive myself for the times where I didn't show up in my life because I felt bad because of my weight, and to just choose today. In one choice, you can change your life. You absolutely can, and it's essential to make that choice and to let everybody in your world know. So get up there and tell everybody, because when you forget, they're going to be there to support you. And do something more today than you did yesterday.
So
it's about you and pushing yourself. Absolutely. Accountability, accountability, accountability. I was talking to someone and I was talking about, when I'm on a treadmill, sometimes I still come up against it. You guys yes, because that's what it's about. It's about every day. It's about every choice. It's about the rest of my life. And so, I'll be on a treadmill and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to give up. I want to give up. That's why I like to go to group classes. That's why I like to work with a trainer, because I'm not going to walk out of the class. You know what I mean? And it's just, and so figure out where what works for you and set yourself up to win. You have to have a support system. That's why Biggest Loser is so amazing. And they get out there in such a big way. They have the online club. We have the meal plans. We have the appliances. We have tons of stuff that gets people to know exactly where they are at any given moment so that they can find out how to get to their point B. And that is painting the picture. I painted the picture. I knew I was going to be on that scale when the confetti started falling and she announced, you're the first single Biggest Loser. But I would just dream and I'd say it, believe it, be it, I'm going to do it. And I just did. I collected evidence for what I chose to see. And I believe we do that, whether it's positive or negative. And I chose to change my destiny and create my destiny and no longer be victim to my circumstance.
Bill, when you first started the show, that had to be pretty intimidating to be on national television. It's not like you can turn around, but you also had to understand that there was going to be a very daily, weekly regimen. Did the discipline of that make it possible for you to get the weight off?
Well, I can say myself and my twin brother Jim, we were on together in season 4, and and the commonality amongst a lot of us who went away is we've made the commitment. If we're going to leave our lives behind and go and get on a reality weight loss show, we pretty much have made up our mind that we're going to make a change. And most of us watch the show all the time, and we knew what we were getting into. We didn't quite know exactly how much we were getting into it. The very first day of our show, I was running in the Mojave Desert at 335 pounds, thinking, I hope I survive this so that I can hate myself later for it. But for someone who was helpless and hopeless, like a lot of people out there that have tried everything. I mean, I had lost 1,000 pounds in my day. Lose 50, gain 60.
You had been on a different kind of roller coaster with the weight loss and
ups
gain.
and downs and side to side. But by the time we got there, for people that tried everything, there were so many resources available to us by the Biggest Loser: registered dietitians, nutritionists, the best obesity doctors, psychologists. Everything that we actually could have gotten at home if we had just let go and let somebody help us with our care. So many times, for the same reason we never went to the gym. We thought, well, heck, people are going to be staring at us. Mm-hmm. No, they don't stare at us. They stare at, they stare at the other people that are in shape already. But, I'd say...
That is true, huh? Yeah. I just got that. I was like, what did he say?
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, all of you have a remarkable story. You've shared it with the world, and particularly with Americans who need it so much. 80% of all healthcare expenditures in this country are going toward chronic disease, and a lot of that is driven by obesity, overeating, and underexercising. And I want to thank you for helping us kick off what is going to be a weekly feature here on the show, that we're going to be talking about how to get healthy with Huck, and I hope it works out real well for me and the rest of us.
Based on results, it will.
That's right.